Hello, boys and girls. Good afternoon, man. Happy Sunday, the eve of Monday. Oh wow. Anyway, man. Wanted to basically, what I'm saying, talk about. Well, basically, it's a response to a couple of individuals that, you know, basically wanted to know my, training routine. Um, I mean, it's simple. First of all, I train for uh, strength and endurance in regards to the mind. Um, the body, what I'm saying, will follow, what I'm saying, naturally. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not a quote unquote bodybuilder or natural bodybuilder to be specific. Um, I've had individuals, what I'm saying, make suggestions in regards to me uh, becoming or considering becoming a natural bodybuilder, but that's not what I'm after. Um, One of the reasons, though, and I'm going to basically talk about, first. Let me just get this out of the way. I'm not one of those individuals that go to the gym and work, specifically, biceps one day, triceps this day, calves this day, and so forth. I do a lot of compound movements, you know what I'm saying? Specifically, as you can see, um, majority of my videos are basically or have become focused mainly on just basically deadlifts. The reason why I do a lot of deadlifts is because deadlifts, for one, help produce HGH, human growth hormone. And it's also, what I'm saying, a good tool to help, keep you, um, boost your testosterone. Um, I'm an advocate of intermittent fasting. I do one meal a day. Um, some people, for one, find it crazy, but hey, I'm good. You know what I mean? Everything I do, is in a fasted state. One day, for my biceps, you know, I do, a movement that involves not only the bicep but as well as the latissimus dorsi, the back. I do a bunch of pull-ups. I do pull-ups. I do body weight dips. Some days I do push-ups. I'm kind of lazy in regards to, what I'm saying, push-ups. Um, when I was incarcerated, I was surrounded by a lot of guys, for one, that did push-ups, what I'm saying, religiously. We're talking 3,000, 5,000, and maybe more, push-ups. So what I did was, instead of me doing what they did, I took it to another level. I did a lot of body weight dips. I don't perform them like I don't really record them, you know, social media, put them on social media, because a lot of people, for one, don't have the patience to see high volume dips, 1,000 dips, 500 dips, uh, as well as pull ups. So that's what I do for my, what I'm saying, my my back arms, what I'm saying, for my chest dips. For legs, I do calisthenics, bodyweight calisthenics, do plyometrics. I'm going to start incorporating some sprints, sprints as well as plyometrics or explosive uh, uh, exercises like jump squats, monkey jumps. I did those in prison to help, build up my endurance and to help, what I'm saying, uh, make my legs a lot more stronger. I used to do a lot of inverted leg press, um, vertical leg press or horizontal leg press. Did those. But the main thing, right now, what I mainly do for my legs, Mike Tyson squats, um, goblet squats, and of course the deadlifts. You know what I mean? I just love, the deadlifts. Um, my specific diet, it's just one meal a day. Last night, for example, I had like 6 or 9 pieces of chicken and a bowl of half a bowl of rice. You know what I mean, and a gallon of water. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least not the whole jug, but at least try to get at least a gallon of water in every day. But again, what works for me may not work for you. You know what I mean? Um, People ask me about my abs. They compliment me on my abs. My abs, for one, were developed specifically because years ago I used to do a lot of I used to practice, what I'm saying, a Korean martial art, specifically Tang Seo or Tang Seo, which is akin to Taekwondo and Hapkido. Um, and little, what I'm saying, genetics play, its part in my abs. I don't really do a lot of abs, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, I know that in order for you to have a visible midsection, it starts with your diet. It starts with caloric, being in a caloric deficit, and basically, what I'm saying, restricting certain things. But I do, one meal a day. I'm not I don't count calories. My current weight now is 182 pounds. Um, what I do basically to maintain or my strength, I just work out, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real. Um, I don't have a piece of paper where I'm gonna do this exercise this day, this body part one day. I don't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. A lot of guys that you see on YouTube, I'm not gonna say all of them, but 95% of them are doing their thing in regards to using pharmaceutical drugs and enhancers. Um, Me, I don't. I have the utmost respect for a lot of them that are honest and sincere. But to come off and say that you're natural, uh, I don't respect that. You know what I mean? My pre workout of choice. You know what I'm saying? Number one, um, is coffee. I drink. You know what I'm saying? Folgers every day. Let me show you, so you won't think I'm bullshitting you or playing games. Um, Coffee. See, Folgers. There's other stuff that I've had, you know, like to help, me recuperate. I use glutamine. You know what I mean? Especially after, an intense high rep, uh, exercise such as, a high volume exercise such as body weight squats, plyometric squats, pull ups, dips, or supersetting with pull ups as well as dips. Uh, for inflammation, I may supplement with turmeric, and this has been up in here for a little while. C4, I don't really use it. You know what I'm saying? Much. It's kind of old. It's trash to me. You know what I'm saying? My pre workout. You know what I'm saying? Is the caffeine, and every now and then I may supplement with beta alanine. You know what I mean? See? Uh, Other than that, you know, I'm doing what, what I'm saying, guys of old, well, when I was incarcerated, use caffeine, use, what I'm saying, black coffee, no sugar, no cream, what coffee does, It helps bind to, you know what I'm saying, your fat cells, you know what I'm saying, stored body fat, and it utilizes it, binds to fat cells, and that's what gives you that energy. And when you burn fat, you know what I'm saying, you basically lose, of course, body fat. But what is it that I'm, actually using to the ultimate drug that I'm actually using to help burn body fat? It's simple: fasting. I fast during the day. I eat every 24 hours. It's simple as that. Now, one of the main reasons y'all see me doing the deadlifts, I have something to prove to myself. You know what I'm saying? And one is I can train, you know what I'm saying, basically, in a fasted state. You know what I'm saying? I've asked people, on numerous occasions, what do they think of an individual, for one, performing, high rep deadlifts, 315 for 25, 30 reps, whether it be touch and go or drop and pick up, you know what I'm saying? And they believe that it's crazy, you know. Some of them actually believe too that, an individual such as myself, we're using pharmaceuticals, or, what I'm saying, the gear. And not so. What I'm basically using is, what I'm saying, my body's stored fat. And prior to that, what I'm saying, I'm using stored glycogen in the liver. When the liver's completely depleted, it starts to, what I'm saying, go to your body fat. But for me, what I do to attack the body fat or utilize the body fat, I use caffeine. Caffeine binds to fat cells. Pre-workouts, majority of them that they have 200 milligrams of caffeine in it. I mean, I'm just simple. I tell people over and over again, yo, don't even waste your money on a pre-workout. You know what I'm saying? Most of these bodybuilders, for one, that look phenomenal, look like roadmaps. A lot of them, I'm not going to say all, but a good majority of them, for one, are taking steroids. You know what I'm saying? And, I have something to prove to myself. I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm not here to make nobody feel a certain type of way, or, whatever. I want to prove to me, but as well as the norm, and conventional thinking, that you can train, in a fasted state. You know what I'm saying? You can eat one meal a day, you know what I mean, and still train hard the following day, straight up and down. I choose sugar-free gum to keep my breath fresh, and so forth. But anyway, y'all have a nice day. I hope that this video was informative enough. If you have any more questions, you know what I'm saying, hey, just, holler at me through, YouTube. Alright? One love.